I was just kind of wondering, just because, like, do you ever have favorite paintings in the show, or like when you look at the show, do you? Have
This
favorite
show
work?
here?
Yeah. Or just wondering.
No, I mean, I'm doing at the moment with the publisher in Germany. We're planning a book with my work from the last 15 years. So, and in my archive now, I have 578 paintings now, or something like this. And we're publishing maybe 150. It's a kind. It's not really key paintings, but they are special ones. Not really kind of, maybe not the most successful, whatever. This is also boring, but this is for me the kind of the private best of. I don't know to explain this in English, and so I have 150 maybe of them. They are, but this is a private selection. Has nothing to do with, when sometimes or not very often, but 3 times in your life you have a painting on a cover somewhere, but this has nothing to do with your own selection. So.
I wanted to ask, you have, with the help of the artist book, of course, like a process that you do, that you talked about, but ultimately we see the finished work. And as actually we're talking about it with a few people in the room, this kind of sense of like an unfinished piece of work that may be considered unfinished, 100 years ago or so forth. So is there something that you look for in these works that you consider unfinished or finished? Like what ultimately leads it to be shown here in the gallery? Or do you just kind of wake up and like, oh, this is finished? Or do you have like an idea in your mind of...
I mean, I never know really when something is finished. This is the time tells me this a little bit. But I mean, this is not my favorite painter, but I could say Cézanne said always, a painting should be ready always, every minute. Because, and this is very true, because I can't leave the painting in a situation where I'm not happy enough. So every painting I'm working on, or I have open in my studio, which I can see, should be really like in a situation that I'm not crying when I see it, So everything is really always more or less okay. So even the first day or the second day. So I have here in one page here, you see, which is maybe a little bit didactic, but you see the first day of the Eclectica painting is this, that's the first day. Blue background, white, black adding outline and some stuff. So that's the first day. Looks, okay, but this is still unfinished, of course. And then we have here on one collage, we had a moment, I was pretty sure 2 years. That's not, here this version here looks okay. It's not so bad. So, and then I changed it again a year later. So, that's the. I can't really explain it in English. I say it says 80% or something like this.
Have you ever changed the work after having shown the work?
Yeah. Some collectors are very kind and they are happy to be part of this process. And sometimes I'm too shy to ask if I can have it back. But if I have a list when sometimes on a reception or whatever, somebody is introducing you this, and I don't have the names. I'm very bad with names, and I don't know where the works are really. And then sometimes I get, hey, by the way, we bought 1996 this painting of you. And then if I have a funky situation after 12 o'clock, so I could have it back for 2 weeks. I pay for the shipment, and yeah, but it is I mean, not very often, but some stuff is. It depends a little bit on, you know, what kind of situation you are. Sometime in the early years, I needed always a little bit money, and when somebody came and said, "Okay," and I said, "Well, yeah, why not? It's not so bad." That was wrong. So, and then I got the money. It's fine for me. But then, it's, yeah.
Do you feel that your work here is all done?
But, definitely, yeah.
All done.
Yeah. I mean, the oldest is for me now 5 years ago. You know, so this should be.
You mentioned Cezanne. It makes me think of a question I had. I read a couple articles, and a lot of the art critics compare you to several artists, like and movements, like Bauhaus and De Stijl and Picasso, Art Mondrian. They're just dropping these names, and I'm wondering if you find these comparisons positive or negative, and if they at all relate to the title "The River and Its Source" and "The Exoticus Heretic" by Mario. Heretic.
Yeah. I mean, for example, I don't have really favorite artists. So I'm not, also for the music or whatever, I'm not a fan of something, because then you're lost. If you're a fan, you can't see it really anymore. And same thing is for the artist. I think, I mean, I always have two highways. As in the 19th or 20th century, I think we had two major highways where I could go. One is the Picasso Highway, and one is the Marcel Duchamp Highway. So, and of course we have a couple of artists. They are taking this exit or taking this exit, but I don't know which exit I should have. But they're still both very strong. And for me, in this period, for example, the most perfect friendship circle is maybe, which is normally today not possible, because if you're on this background, there's all your enemies and and upside down. But for me, the perfect circle was, and it's unbelievable that they had a respect for each other, was the friendship between Duchamp, Picabia, and what's the name of the Romanian sculpture? The Brancusi, yeah. I mean, the three boys together. The Picabia had the sports cars and, you know, the rich ladies. Duchamp was playing jazz all the time, and Brancusi is, yeah, what is he? He never sold one piece. His studio is his own exhibition, and they are kind of a senseful friendship. And they all maybe had the enemy of Picasso, because Picasso finished every day 25 paintings and was selling 24 paintings every day. So, and this is maybe this kind of giant, what can we do to stop this guy, you know, so, and then this is where I go. Then in parallel in Germany, we had the Bauhaus on the same week like the Expressionists. It's the same week. So I'm very always looking to see originals by A. Greco because of the colors. It's one of my favorite painter. And for a guy called Hercules Segers, it's a kind of a colleague of Rembrandt. He was the founder of the color printing. Totally, like Van Gogh, totally always hungry and on the end crazy, and we know this stuff only because Rembrandt was collecting this. So very interesting guy, very interesting, totally timeless prints. Yeah, totally timeless, actually. Yeah, but yeah, I don't have a kind of a icon and a hero or something. That's anyway not possible. Then you're losing your own language too much, I think. I mean, I'm not sure, but.
Explain this idea of tectonics that is mentioned about your artwork.
Yeah, there's always it's my answer also always. Everybody's asking if I'm very interested in architecture things, and I'm not. I'm definitely not. Because I mean, good architect is good, and the architect is 100% the most influential artist today, because everything is architecture, the sofa and the street and everything is done by an architect we have to deal with. A big room, a small room, whatever. But everything is useful. So, and I doing things that are not useful. You know, you can't, I mean, I do tables, for example, as a sculpture, but don't use it as a table because it's too flat or too high or whatever. So, and the same thing, yeah, this is the thing. And tectonical things are, for me, this is the language. It talks about different distance, different sizes, and kind of, you know, space in between cubes and whatever. That's for me, but I don't know if it's really right. Tectonical things also is in the geology things when they move, shifting blades, yeah, which is also could be a nice context, could be a nice text in a book.
So is there an importance of scale in your artwork, like how the viewer interacts with the
everything is related
size?
to my own body size. Every sculpture has a relation to my own body. So I'm 182 high, so this size comes very often. And I mean, nothing should really be, I mean, indoor, you know, we don't, I'm very bad with outdoor stuff, so I never did it really very successful. But for the indoor stuff, everything has a relationship to something what is next to our body. So a big sculpture is big for me and maybe for us because this is big like a piano, or this is big like or small like a sofa table. So something like this. So they have a relationship to things that are still useful, existing in our world.
It's funny because Astor, I've actually never have it happen to me because I'm 160 centimeters, and I've never had something be the same height as me, and it's more or less the same height as me. So I was actually struck by that one. So thinking about it in relation to your height.
Yeah.
I thought this is my size.
I can see on the top.
I can't.
Yeah.
I thought it was just seeing eye level with the top of it.
It was only